you are an avid reader, you have probably heard of a very lovely, if somewhat glitchy app called Goodreads. Every year, the people of Goodreads vote for the Goodreads Choice Awards. I don't think that's what they're called. The Goodreads People Award? The Goodreads Awards? I can't be bothered to check. The awards that Goodreads do. And because I am a terrible booktuber, I've only read one of the 2023 winners. So I am now on a mission to read every single one of the Goodreads Choice Award winners. I'm still not sure that's the title of the competition. So, for context, the winners are, in no particular order, well, in the order that they are written on the app. We have the winner of Best Fiction was Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. The winner of Best Historical Fiction was Weyward by Emilia Hart. The winner of Best Mystery Thriller was The Handmaid's Secret by Freida McFadden. The winner of Best Romance was Happy Place by Emily Henry. The winner of Best Romantasy was Fourth Wing, which is the only book that I have actually read on this list. The winner of Fantasy was Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo, which is the second book in Ninth House, which I have actually read Ninth House, but I haven't got to Hellbent yet. The winner of Best Science Fiction was In the Lives of Puppets by TJ Klune. The winner of Best Horror was Holly by Stephen King. The winner of Best YA Fantasy was Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. The winner of Best Young Adult Fiction was Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood. The winner of Best Debut Novel was, again, Weyward. I believe that is the only book that is on this list twice. It has won in 2 different categories. The winner of Best Non-Fiction was Poverty by America by Matthew Desmond. The winner of Best Memoir was Britney Spears with The Woman in Me. The winner of Best History and Biography was The Wager, A Tale of Shipwreck, Mutiny and Murder by David Grann. The winner of Best Humour was Being Henry by Henry Winkler. Oh, and that's it. I thought there was another one. Those are our winners. Congratulations to all. As I say, I've only read Fourth Wing off that list, which just feels a little bit, I don't know, I feel out of the loop. So, my mission, if you will, is to read that entire list. And as we all know, 2024's mission is to read my physical TBR. And it's not going very well. I mean, I'm getting there, but we're still not below 100 yet. I'm so close. Well, I think I'm around the 120 mark at the moment, which is good because I think we started the year at 160. So the physical TBR is coming down. But anyway, the point being, the books that I own that were on the list are Yellowface and Happy Place, which do rhyme. Thank you very much. So we are going to be starting with these books. And I must say, I am actually very, very excited. Yellowface is the winner of Best Fiction. I believe this is a sort of satirical, dark comedy about the publishing industry and racism within that industry. Happy Place is the winner of Best Romance, and this is about a couple who have broken up and they're going on a sort of friends getaway, and to not ruin the dynamic, I guess, they're pretending to be together. And so we begin our mission to read every single one of the 2023 winners. And we are going to start with Happy Place. What? Yellowface. They rhyme. Okay. We are going to start with Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. I have been reading Yellowface all morning and I've made it to page 178. So I am pretty much halfway through. This book is addictive. To give a very, very brief synopsis of this book, we are following a white author who is basically a lot less successful than her friend who is an Asian author. This Asian author then dies. She chokes on a pancake, which I'm not even joking. I was eating a pancake while reading that. I'm not even joking. I was eating one of those the really cheap pancakes that have chocolate in the middle. I was eating one of those while I was reading that, and I was like, wow, that has killed my appetite. The Asian author Athena, she chokes on a pancake and dies. And as any good friend would do, this author steals her manuscript that she was working on, steals the manuscript and basically publishes it as her own. She changes her name to Juniper Song to basically sound more racially ambiguous, and she makes a few changes to this manuscript and she publishes it, and she gives absolutely no credit to the actual author, none at all, and she goes, this is my book, thank you very much. And it does really well because this other author who's died was a really good author. And the book is like doing crazy, and it's kind of like you're watching it spiral out of control. And the main character is insufferable. Like, I mean, she's meant to be, but she is literally awful. And you know I love a flawed main character. I love them. We might have found the limit. We might have found the limit. No, I'm enjoying reading it, but I actually hate her. Like, she doesn't have any redeeming qualities. She's just not a nice human being. She's just awful. And every time you think like, okay, she's not gonna get any worse, she does. And every time you think like, she's not gonna go deeper into this like spiral of like awfulness, she does. Honestly, reading this book is stressful because you're like, it's giving me anxiety because you're literally watching her just make terrible decision after terrible decision. And like, I'm just like, just stop, like just quit, like what are you doing? But it is so well written, like it is actually addictive. As I say, I've read all of this in one sitting. I mean, it's not a particularly long book, but like for me to read half a book in one sitting that says a lot about the writing. And I fully see why this won the Goodreads Award, because it has such amazing commentary about the publishing industry in general. Like there are so many like such interesting insights into how that industry works in terms of like publishing books and like choosing which books are published and like how well they do and all of that stuff. That is so interesting. The writing in this is just completely addictive. Like I have not wanted to put it down. Like it moves really fast paced, but it's like watching a car crash. Like it's horrific and you're like, what are you doing? But you can't look away. That is exactly what it's like. But there's also really important conversations in here. It does talk a lot about racism within the publishing industry and like outside of that industry as well. And it also talks a lot about like social media trolling to both of the authors, really. I feel like this character can't get any worse, but I just know saying that, I just know she's going to. And you know what? I'm excited to watch her. Don't mind the fit, I am about to go to work. I finished the book and I just wanted to check in very quickly. I literally have like 10 minutes, but it's fine. I'm going to chat through the book really quickly. I had the best time. I loved this book. The ending ended up kind of being almost like a thriller, which I wasn't really expecting. There was this whole like massive scene at the end that felt and read like a thriller. I mean, the pace of this was like a thriller throughout, but like the tone wasn't. But there was this almost like, I don't mean twist, but I mean like twist in like the tone and like the kind of like narrative of where it was going. There was kind of this like turning point, I guess, towards the end. But I just think R.F. Kuang's writing is stunning. Like it's so bingeable. I see why this won the best fiction. And you know what? I don't think I've read anything else in the category, but I think it deserved it. I think it deserved to win because it was stunning. Funnily enough, actually, the first line of the acknowledgements is, Yellowface is, in large part, a horror story about loneliness in a fiercely competitive industry. That sums this book up so well. Like, this book is about, like, a horrible character who, like, does an awful thing and like steals his manuscript and passes it off as her own. But you do also get these like deep dives into her like psyche where she's like spiraling about, I mean she was already spiraling anyway about Athena being so much more successful than her and having to watch her best friend get all the things that she wanted. I also like that she says, compared to June and Athena, I am gratefully supported by the most wonderful friends. Yeah, I just think this book was so like fast-paced, funny, but also had these like really serious like discussions and like commentary on the real world, but it merged the two so beautifully that it read almost like both fiction and non-fiction at the same time. I really enjoyed this book and I'm so happy I picked it up. And now we're going to move on to something probably completely different. We're going to move on to Happy Face. Happy Place, why do I keep doing this? Oh wait, it's blue underneath. Wait, this is actually really pretty.
I'm up to page 97. And wait, where is it? She's talking about this couple and it goes, she's talking about this book and she goes, it's by this married couple who usually publish separately. One of them writes literary doorstop novels, the other writes romance. Am I reading into this, or is that the couple from Beach Read? Or am I just reading into it? Because did he not write literary and she wrote romance? I don't know if that's just like me reading into it. Anyway, well, I'm not even that far through. I've read like nearly 100 pages. I already feel like this is going to be my favourite Emily Henry book. I just have a feeling. I don't know, like it's too early to tell. But there's this almost like enemies to lovers thing happening. Like because sorry, I never even explained what this is about, but I kind of just assume we all know at this point. But basically this is about this couple who they broke up like months ago, and now they're going on this like weekend like getaway with their friends, and because it's like for reasons I don't think are on the back of the book, so I won't spoil it, but for reasons they want to make this weekend like amazing, so they decide to basically pretend that they haven't broken up, so they're kind of pretending to be together, but obviously they've broken up, so there's like tension, and there's really good tension, but they're angry at each other, like they're not getting on well, and now they're like angsty. I'm actually loving it. I mean, enemies to lovers is my favourite trope anyway, and this isn't, I mean, it's not like enemies, it's not like fantasy enemies where they're like trying to kill each other, but like they are annoyed at each other, like they're not getting on. You're kind of getting two timelines, you're getting glimpses into like currently and then like when they first met, and it's like, oh, it's just shattering how like the two timelines are interwoven. Also, I have had this book out for like not even like 2 hours. How is it, I don't even know if you can see on that, but how is it already like covered in stains? Like I've done nothing but sit on the floor here. How is it this stained already? Like I swear it was perfect when I got it out. Anyway, I'm gonna keep reading. I am currently on page 264 of Happy Place, so I've got just over 100 pages left. I'm actually scared. I'm actually scared because there are so many conversations in this about like friendship and moving away from your friends and like growing apart from friends, and that sets me off. That sets me off. I am so scared I'm gonna cry at this ending. Like I'm actually terrified. I feel so connected to this group of friends. The entire supporting cast have like the most like developed characters and relationships, and like they have like their own things going on between them. Like there's some like tension between like two of the girls in the group, and you're like wondering what's going on there. And obviously we are focusing on Win and Harriet, but like I feel like almost as connected to everyone else in this story, and like, oh, I'm actually scared for this ending. But I'm gonna try and basically finish this now, because I've got about 120 pages left, so I think we can definitely do that now. Everyone pray for me. I don't want to cry. I finished the book and I didn't cry. It was super emotional, but I held it together. I do think this is my favourite Emily Henry book because I think the themes in this are just themes that I feel very connected to. Like the whole getting older, having to move away from your friends, like your kind of like life changing as you get older, that's like stuff that hits me very hard. I left uni last year, and so the whole like moving away from your friends, like that all still feels very like relevant to my life. And so I think I don't know, something about this book just connected, it clicked with me, and I just loved it. I love everyone in this book, literally all of them. I just think they're the cutest friend group. Like I want to be a part of that friend group. I know they're fictional, but I do. As I said in the last clip, like they're just, the entire cast was so fleshed out, and there's even like a whole like argument, like kind of tension bubbling up between two of the characters who aren't like the two leads, and I just thought that was so interesting. Like I feel like it's so rare to have like a proper like subplot
between two characters that really isn't that connected to the main two, if that makes sense. Like, especially in a romance book anyway, I feel like that's a lot rarer. But I feel like Emily Henry kind of walks that line between romance and literary fiction anyway. Like, she does both, and she does both well. Again, I don't think I've read any of the others in this category for the winner, but a worthy winner. I didn't vote for the 2023 Goodreads Awards. I don't know why, I think I just like missed the deadline, but also I hadn't read the books. That might have been why, but deserving, absolutely deserving. So that is obviously all the books that I own that are on that list. So this is episode 1. Episode 1 was the books that I already own. We've done them. So the question is, what do I read next? I'm going to do a part 2 where I'm going to basically pick new books. So if anyone has any recommendations of like which other winners they think I'll like, or like you guys enjoyed, let me know. Currently I think the ones that are like most on my I want to get to, Weyward I think sounds really interesting. I've not heard a whole lot about it, but I think it's about witches or like the witch trials or something. So I think that will be an interesting read. And immediately can't remember anything else on the list. I definitely want to get to Hellbent at some point because I really enjoyed Ninth House. Although it has been a bit of a hot minute since I read Ninth House, so I hope I remember enough, because it was quite complicated. I hope I remember enough to go into Hellbent, but I think I'll be okay. I'm sure there are others on that list that I want to read, but they've all immediately left my brain, so that's fine. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed part 1. Let me know what I should read for part 2. I might have to do some book shopping. Oh well! Thank you very, very much for watching this video. If you've stuck around to this point, please give it a like. It actually really helps so much. And, you know, subscribe if you want to see more. We've got some hopefully fun videos coming out throughout the rest of the month, and we have fun here, and I would love to have you. I hope you have a beautiful, magnificent, lovely, wonderful, fun-filled rest of your evening. Good night!